All right, everybody. 3 things to talk about in this one. I don't want to do that many damn videos. So 1, technique, Jett, Lawrence. Let's talk about it. I've always talked about the knees coming forward, bending at the knees, bending at the knees, bending at the knees. But I've always seen it, but this weekend was so, obvious. It's how much he straightens his legs. He straightens his legs probably 80% more than everybody else on the track. In between every transition, he straightens his legs. In between the whoops, when the bike goes away or gets kicked, he straightened his legs. The sand section this weekend was so prominent of how much more traction he is getting than the rest, because think about it. When you guys go get on your bike right now, go get on your bike, sit on it, get on your toes, and rotate your hips out and straighten your knees up and see where your weight goes. Your weight goes straight into the foot peg, straight into the rear wheel for traction. So he seems to pull away a little bit. He seems to pass people where you shouldn't pass people, or he's not doing anything different to pull away. What is it? I feel it's so much more traction than everybody else, because you see all the other top guys, yeah, they extend, but they're still kind of crouched. They're crouched and they don't have a snap to their legs extending. It's a slow process, or it doesn't extend all the way, or their arms don't extend all the way. And it was very obvious through the sand this weekend when he passed Kenny. He was going through the sand, and you watch that every time his back wheel went into a roller, his legs extended, his knees almost locked, and you saw how much more weight goes into that rear wheel for traction. Then Kenny came by in this crouched position, and the bike was bouncing off the ground. There was no forward momentum, where you see Jett, every time he gets the gas on, that bike lurches forward. Every time he jumps, the bike goes forward because he is going with the motorcycle. He's like a spring, man. He's like a spring. Everybody else is like, they need to re-grease their spring or speed it up or something, because he's so much faster that way than everybody else. The only person I see extend as much as he does is maybe Sexton, but he's very robotic. He's very robotic, where Jett has more of a dance to him, more of a dance to him, so he's softer. So when you see Jett extend his legs and get that traction, that allows him to take all the weight away from his arm, so he can go into the corners with that loose arm and come into it with more speed, get away with more. So that's something to work on, and I think every rider will definitely feel a difference. Every roller, landing off jumps, in between transitions. Hey, straighten the legs out. The bike has to do what it needs to do. The wheels need to extend, right? The suspension needs to come out, so the body needs to follow it. 2, little life thing. So yes, I did cut my hair. I got a lot of messages. Oh, you cut your hair. Well, I always said that after I got divorced, I go, I'm not going to cut my hair until I get this figured out. So it took 6 years. And what made me figure it out? Well, there's a couple things in life that happen. 1, in motocross with Austin. 2, little relationship thing. And they both were kind of heavy on me. And I realized that, don't let anything ever kill the love for that next opportunity. So if it made me look at motocross kind of in the because it's beat me down so much. But why would don't lose that love for that next opportunity, that next kid or Austin coming back or whatever it is. So I'm not having this negative outlook on it. I'm not having this ugly kind of approach to it. You know what I mean? Then I'm not getting anything out of it. Nobody's getting anything out of me. So that was one thing. Another thing in my life, I gave a lot of love to somebody, but it never came back. And so do I close myself down? Do I put walls up? Do I say, poor me? Do I blame? And then never allow that situation to come up, never allow myself to give someone the love that I have? Well, then that's poor on me. That's just being weak. And so when you can allow something to not kill that love for that next opportunity, like you've heard in life, don't let anything kill your love for life, right? Well, it's the same thing. The next opportunity, make sure that you're open to it, because we're only down here to learn. Think about it. Every day you wake up, you turn the computer on, get on the phone, talk to somebody, drive down the road, go to work, do exercise, whatever. You're constantly learning. And what do? We learn to grow. And then we grow to share, right? And that's what we have to do, and we have to share ourselves with people. 3rd thing, this is for kind of people coming up through the sport. Hey, be very careful about how you're going to get to the top. If you think you're going to get to the top how everybody else is doing it, then you're probably not going to get to the top. Because I see so many riders with these coaches that have 8, 10 guys. And yes, I've done it before, but I've backed mine down to only like 2, 3 guys, if that, because I want to make a difference. And I feel so much better about myself when these guys truly improve, and not just everybody, just did their work. So again, if you're doing this, there's no way that your kid can be paid attention to. If there's 10 guys out there, 8 guys out there, 6 guys there, it's impossible. So that one thing that your kid is missing will never be identified because it's being overlooked because everybody's doing the same thing. Just because your friends are going to this person doesn't mean you need to go to this person. Don't you want to be better than your friends? Yeah. Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean that it's better. Just because you're getting training, how about save your money and get somebody to coach your kid for one day, get a bunch of homework, and then go do it on your own. Okay? So again, not bashing people because I've done it myself, but I see the difference now, and I don't see anybody really improving in this kind of in Southern California, really going through this way of training. And so again, I'm always going to speak the truth. So 1, technique, straighten them damn legs, get on your motorcycle and see what I'm talking about. 3, don't ever lose the love for that next opportunity. You know, be open to it. And 3, again, make sure you're going to the top the right way and not just on the assembly line way. Okay? Peace, friends.